Hello and welcome back once again to product placement. So, slight change of the lighting to indicate that this is the Halloween episode. We finally got there, and I was going to do the last product, which was the Mountain Dew Voodoo 2024 as the Halloween item, but then I saw today's product and I said, what the hell, why not? It's a Halloween themed item and I want to try it. But before I can tell you what it is, let's go through the steps of 1, clearing our set, Expelliarmus, 2, changing our lighting, Lumos. And now that that's out of the way, I can tell you about today's product. Now, this may have been around for a little while, but it's the first I've seen it, although I kind of remember hearing about it before. Did you know that we have a new Monster cereal? So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with the Monster cereals, it started out with this guy, Count Chocula, followed by Frankenberry. Later on, we were introduced to Boo Berry. Then we were introduced to Fruit Brute. Fruit Brute went away, and sometime in the 90s we got Fruity Yummy Mummy. Then he went away, then Boo Berry went away, then Frankenberry went away, and it was just Count Chocula. Count Chocula was made available all year round. Frankenberry would pop back up around Halloween season. Then Count Chocula was kind of pulled from the shelves until the Halloween seasons when he would reappear. Then slowly over time they brought back the whole crew, except now they said, well, we got Fruit Brute and Fruity Yummy Mummy. What do we do? Because they were both essentially the same flavor of mixed fruits. So they said, well, we'll make Fruit Brute cherry flavored and we'll make the Fruity Yummy Mummy orange flavored. Except they were called Fruit Brute and Fruity Yummy Mummy, which meant they were mixed flavors. I don't remember Fruit Brute that well. I knew Chocula, I knew Frankenberry, I knew Boo Berry, and I knew Fruity Yummy Mummy. Didn't really remember Fruit Brute until he made his return, but some people who do remember him, who tried him in the past, said that he wasn't cherry flavored back then. He had a different flavor. I don't remember what it was. I'll pop it up on the screen here when I look it up online later when I'm editing the video. But those were the Monster cereals. It was those 5 for a long time. But the other day in the store, I saw something new. The newest addition to the line of our Monster cereals. Let's summon her forward now. Accio product. And here she is. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the newest addition in the line of Monster cereals. This is Carmella Creeper. So, who is Carmella Creeper? Well, from the look of her, she's a zombie, and she's green, and her name is Carmella, which means she is a caramel apple flavored cereal. So this is our Halloween product. We're trying a brand new Monster cereal. Now, like I said, I saw this in the store. I said, what's that? Realized it was next to Frankenberry and Count Chocula. I said, oh, it's a new Monster cereal. I haven't done a cereal in a long time on product placement, so I figured, what the hell, it's something to try. It's Halloween themed, so let's try it out. Now, after I bought this, I came home and I was thinking about it, and I kind of remember hearing about her last year or the year before. Like, I think I might have saw a commercial for it, but that memory didn't come back to me until afterwards, so she might be a year old already, but we're trying her for the first time this year. So let's move her over here for a little bit, because we also have to summon a couple more items. Accio bowl. All right, so we have a bowl for our cereal, and we're going to put our wand away, and we're going to draw out our other wand, in this case, our spoon. So let's open up Miss Carmella Creeper here. As you can see, it is a sealed box. We're going to pop her open. We'll move our spoon out of the way here so we can pour some into the bowl. And we'll seal our box back up and set it aside. So there we have Carmella Creeper. As you can see on the overhead camera here, it is a green color. Hopefully that translates well into this version. It also has some pinkish orange and green marshmallows in it. And now, of course, we can't just eat cereal plain, so we are going to need to summon one more item, Accio milk. And there's our milk. So we are going to add milk to this, but first I want to try it dry and see what it tastes like. So we're going to grab one of these little green things here and give it a smell test first. That definitely has a strong scent. I don't know if that's caramel. Kind of reminiscent of caramel, but a bit more like a burnt caramel, almost more like a toffee. Let's give it a taste and see if it tastes like caramel or green apple or whatever it's supposed to be. Cheers. Okay, definitely a heavy hit of that caramel toffee type of flavor. Not so much any type of green apple or anything, at least not yet. Let's try one of the marshmallows. Cheers. Not really much from that, just tastes like a marshmallow. Let's try the purple one. Yeah, so for the most part, those just taste like the regular marshmallows you would get out of Lucky Charms or anything else. And even though our cereal is green, it has a heavy caramel toffee type of scent and flavor. So now we're going to add some milk. And yes, I am cereal before milk, not milk before cereal, because that's ridiculous. Because how do you know how much milk to add before you add the cereal? You don't. Alright, so there is our cereal and milk. Give it a little swishy swish around, like so. Now let's give it the taste test. Get a nice spoonful of everything, and cheers. So overall, it's not bad. Not really sure if that caramel burnt toffee kind of flavor goes well with cereal. I see where they were going with this, but I would have preferred them to go a bit more like Apple Jacks, even though they say Apple Jacks doesn't taste like apple. It's supposed to taste more like cinnamon than apples. I would have liked to have seen them go a bit more Apple Jacks on this than the heavy caramel, or maybe like a mix of the two, like Apple Jacks with the caramel would have blended better. Overall, like I said, it's not bad. It's just not really my cup of tea, I guess. I'll finish the box of cereal. It's not going to go to waste. Would I actively buy Carmella again in the future? Probably not. I'd probably stick to Chocula, Frankenberry, Blueberry, or maybe Fruit Brute or Yummy Mummy if they bring them back. But it is nice to have a new addition to the family of monsters, and it is the first female monster, so props to her for that. But overall, not really my thing. I'll finish this bowl because this is my breakfast right now. I'll finish this box over time, but that is my review of Carmella Creeper Monster Cereal. So again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Links are in the description. Ring the bell, make sure you get notifications every time I post new content. Thank you for another year of watching my videos. I know I've been hit and miss on these, but Halloween is roughly when I started doing YouTube videos in general. Maybe not so much product placement, but videos in general. I did start them around Halloween season. So this is kind of my anniversary, so thanks for sticking with me another year. I know, like I said, my videos have been sporadic because a lot of things come up in life and I just can't commit to this full time like I would like to. But I thank you guys for being patient with me, for sticking it out. Here's to another year. Happy Halloween. And for the final time, Knox.